Your spring party starts here. I can see the bridal shower, even wedding guests mingling, chatting over this array of freshly baked cinnamon rolls and all the fixins. Amy Richardson brings us this sweet roll soiree menu and party plan. We're falling all over ourselves. This is such a genius idea, and I think I may know your inspiration.
Yes. Okay, so we were taking some stuff back to Amazon, and my girls saw this sign that said Cinnaholic, and I'm like, you go check that out while I take these back. And they come back, Mom, we gotta go try one of those. So we went over, we didn't even know what it was, but it's a cinnamon roll place that you pick out a cinnamon roll and then you add toppings and frostings and all kinds of crazy stuff. Like they have pretzels with caramel and
where is this located?
It's over in between 6th and 7th East on 4th South, kind of in that shopping center that's got like a Zupas and Jamba Juice and stuff like that.
What a genius idea. The cinnamon roll then becomes the vessel for a topping bar of our dreams.
Yeah, totally. And so I actually started thinking about it because we'd talked about it, and I thought, you know what, this would be a really fun party idea.
Totally.
And like, move over waffle love. Let's have the cinnamon rolls.
Well,
I do love waffle love.
Those big fighting words, but this I think is similar to that.
Similar to it, yeah. And I think that every person that I said, what would you like if you went to a reception and you got a big cinnamon roll and put topping? Everybody, hands down, loved the idea. So
okay, so you're starting us off right with home-baked cinnamon rolls.
Yes.
Could store-bought rolls even come close?
Totally. In fact, I think if you were doing it for a wedding, I would order the cinnamon rolls from a place that you just love. And just because you're going to need like maybe a couple hundred, depending on how many guests you have, and they can handle that, whereas you want to enjoy the wedding. You know what I mean?
Or the event.
Or the event, yeah. Or
tell us about the toppings that you assembled.
Okay, so I decided that it would be fun to make some homemade frostings first. So I have, and I love these so much. They're so yummy.
Amy gets into it passionately, physically with her food.
That's right. They're so good. And I was kind of being risky, and I thought, will this be good? But they are delicious.
Well, it's the flavors that take it over the top. Give us the menu.
Okay, so I've got a fresh strawberry, which is out of this world, and it's very lightly flavored. All of them are lightly flavored. I've got a Meyer lemon thyme, and it is so good.
Amy.
I can't wait to try it on something else. I was eating it on crackers last night, but like saltines. It was really good.
On your toast, your bread,
right.
whatever.
Yeah, it's close enough to butter, right?
Vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean. I've got vanilla tangerine and a brown sugar.
Vanilla tangerine.
Yes, so yummy.
And
really, really
think
good.
Of these flavors as I'm playing out the palette in my mind, again, in the palette of my dreams, these all blend really well with cinnamon, right? With
right. When I was in fact, I made homemade like fruit toppings like you would have on a sweet roll, and I made a mango one because my daughters were like, make mango, Mom. It was so sick. I mean, the flavor of it was good, but I forgot that mangoes are fibrous, and so like when you lifted it, it was like kind of But I thought any of these kinds of flavors are types that you would have on a sweet roll. So you did, and you want it to go with the cinnamon.
With the fresh fruit toppings, you did the blueberry Meyer lemon, the strawberry rhubarb, and there's a cherry down there too,
yep,
right?
It's a Morello and dark cherry. So Morello cherries are like a tart dark cherry. They're so good. You've got to try them. They've got the most incredible flavors. And I made them not quite as sweet because you're pairing them with the frosting.
And that's a theme I'm sensing, kind of the subtle flavors, because you don't want the cinnamon roll to be totally overtaken.
Right, you still want to taste that cinnamon roll.
I'm seeing chocolate, I'm seeing caramel.
It is. I thought for the diehards that you could do a drizzle of any of these.
The diehards?
Yeah, the diehards. But you know, I mean, take a combination of putting like the brown sugar icing on it with the pecans and then drizzling it with caramel frosting or a syrup or a chocolate. So there's like lots of things. I have like some salty too, because I felt like it would be good to have some nuts. So we've got salted pecans and salted almonds. And then for kind of a cookie crunch, I did a meringue. So you could make kind of like a strawberry meringue type.
Listen, this is one
roll.
of those conversations I do not have enough adjectives in the dictionary, in the English language to describe just how lovely and I think how fun at the same time this whole concept is. You've set it out beautifully with the different vessels. You've got different heights.
Well, I decided like kind of like if you were doing it for something fancy like a bridal shower or wedding or something, pull out grandma's silverware. So my grandma, she's 100. She's actually going to be 101 in June. And she was kind enough to let me borrow some of her silver. This silver that these are in, I don't know if you know back from the 1920s, but there was this movies that had like oh, they do like patterns like synchronized swimming, but it was all dancing and they'd show it from above.
Oh,
Have you ever seen that?
I don't know that I have.
Anyways, he was the choreographer for all that. And this
Who
is
was?
his silver. Busby Berkeley was his name. And this is his silver.
Oh, my goodness.
My great-grandma used to go to estate sales down in California and Hollywood when they lived down there in Los Angeles. So, so I borrowed those, and I thought, you know, just buying something simple like these bunch roses is just adds just that flair, and it's not that hard to do. Like I'm not a flower person, you know, I'm not a professional arranger, but you can just throw them in, put in some tulips or some freesia, and you've got a beautiful setting.
Gorgeous.
And then of course the silver sets it off.
Yes, totally. The colors and the flavors,
and all the different kinds of things make it seem extra special. My latest thing that I've been doing is collecting silverware, and you can get this kind of silverware for like $1 or $2 down at the antique mall.
Oh, wow.
And you can just go in and just pick it out, and it's just kind of fun, and everyone being different makes it special.
Sure, it gives it that eclectic feel.
And these trays are like from the, I don't know, do you remember going to receptions when you were little and they'd have it with the punch cup?
Yes, my grandma's hosting bridal showers even with the same little
And
plate.
I thought that this is kind of fun. I have punch cups for it, but I thought that with doing this, you could put a little, especially if you were doing a party, but you could put a little monogram on that, and then you could just stick it in the corner, and they could fill it with frosting or extra toppings or whatever they wanted.
This is so fun. This is over the top. This is it. This is the party bar for spring 2018. You've done it. You've done it. You're going to show us how you pull together the cinnamon roll, right?
Okay, so cinnamon roll, this is like a fail-proof cinnamon roll recipe.
That's what I need.
This is it's not, I can't take credit for it, even though I add butter instead of oil, but it's my sister.
Even though I've made it mine, it's kind of my sister's.
It's my sister and her mother-in-law's.
Okay.
And it's just the most beautiful dough.
Look at that.
Like, and you can, the great thing about this dough is it's kind. You know, we need kind dough.
What constitutes kind dough?
Well, you know, like that you can handle it, that you can make it the night before. Like I a lot of times will make it right before I go to bed.
Okay.
And then you can just, in the morning, you can just roll it out and it's ready to go.
So we want this recipe. We want this kind recipe in our file.
I think that anybody could make this, make these cinnamon rolls.
And that's a bold statement because Amy knows who she's standing next to and who she's having this conversation with.
No, you could make this. It's really easy.
Okay, you said you added the butter. What's this over here?
Okay, so over there is brown sugar and butter and cinnamon. You just put it on a little saucepan and just kind of warm it up so the butter's melted. Now, one of the tricks that I like to do with cinnamon rolls, and I just barely figured this out, is
Teach us.
Straighten the edges. Oh. It'll make it a lot easier for you to roll it up and to make it nice. Now, you're wondering, what do you do with that extra dough? Just make your own little special sample roll that you can eat. You know, especially if you have to take them somewhere. I mean, you got to have a tester piece,
Leverage the leftovers.
Yep. Okay, so now we've got a nice, see, like, isn't that great?
It's beautiful.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to spread on your butter and brown sugar.
Okay, that's your filling.
Yep, your filling. And then the trick is really to roll it up. And I think everybody has their own techniques. I mean, do you make cinnamon rolls?
I really don't. I'm ashamed to say I do not. But after today,
well, I like to buy them too. I'm always on the quest for the perfect cinnamon roll.
Yes.
Okay, so when I roll it, I just kind of do it like this. Until you get to the end.
Roll, 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 roll.
Okay, and then you just want to pinch this. I'm sure you've seen all this before
just be
a million
your
times
performer in the kitchen over your shoulder singing your tunes of encouragement.
I love that. Okay. So one of the tricks for cutting that I like is just to use a thread. Okay, so do you want to try it?
Sure.
Okay.
Show me first.
So you just slide it underneath, and then you just bring it together.
And you get your perfect little slice?
Yep.
Hold on.
Okay. So give it a shot.
Step aside, my flour friend.
Okay.
And just cut.
I know I am floury.
We were laughing during the commercial break because flour was flying. What's happening?
It was. No, you're doing it. You got it.
I did it.
So see, perfect. So see, there you have it. Okay. And you just kind of go down. And then another trick, so that your cinnamon roll doesn't fall apart when you put it on the cookie sheet, is you just tuck that underneath.
Hide the tail.
Hide the tail.
This is such a darling idea. Thank you for graciously sharing your recipe, and you have some bonus recipes, I know, on your website. I do.
In fact, go on Instagram, follow me, and there's connections to all these things and many more on Great Taste Buds.
And always great inspiration on the website as well. We'll link you over to both Amy's Instagram and website from ours, studio5.ksl.com. Thank you, Amy.